I'm going to talk about my journey of social entrepreneurship in the last 25 years, using culture as a development tool. In my opinion, in my views, entrepreneurship is problem solving and innovation. We observed during that time that there is a big class of unskilled daily labor. It's there in urban as well as in rural India. But my interest was rural India. So we did work study, tried to find out, are they unskilled? While looking at it, what came out that places, the villages where there is industry or there is agriculture, they are not poor. But the places where there is not there, anything is not there, they are poor. Now that also makes me an observation that does it mean that lack of skill leads to poverty? From there, this unskilled word comes up. So while researching into it, across few states in India, in a rural part, interestingly what came out, that there are many of this group of people called unskilled daily laborers actually have a very interesting thing with them. A van rickshaw puller, when he comes back home, sings beautifully. There is no electricity, children are shouting, not much of food, dirty, but singing. Quote unquote beggars, neighbors call them beggar, that's why I'm referring. They're coming back home around 4-ish in the afternoon, and they're completely demoralized. While speaking to them, I find out there is something in them. I'm talking about 25 years back. So started attacking on this issue of unskilled daily labor, rural India. Started my experiment in West Bengal. And what came out is that they have traditional art and culture, which is their passion. They think van rickshaw pulling is their profession, and singing, painting, handicraft is their passion. So all we did is tweaking their passion to profession. And we named the methodology as Art for Life.
From rural fringes to global stages, from tea gardens to international expos, our journey is a testimony that when people own their narratives, change becomes inevitable. In this Silver Jubilee year, as we reflect on our journey, we see a path forged through dedication to culture, community, and change. Over the past 25 years, we have strived to professionalize traditional cultural practices, harness theatre for development to inspire meaningful behavioral shifts, and champion the empowerment of women as catalysts and protagonists of their own progress. Together, these efforts have contributed to building a more inclusive, creative, and resilient society. At the core of our journey is our culture-based development approach, Art for Life. This innovative model fosters socio-economic development for cultural practitioners by creating an ecosystem that ensures sustainability, intergenerational transmission, and creative innovation. It uplifts villages, artists, and art together. Art for Life has reached diverse geographies, plains and deserts, mountains and valleys, supporting cultural practitioners in showcasing their traditions to the world. Direct market linkages have led to the rise of micro-enterprises, strengthening local economies and empowering women. Our village festivals have transformed rural areas into vibrant cultural destinations. They serve as powerful, inclusive platforms where traditional arts thrive and communities come alive. These festivals connect the world with the village, reviving heritage, engaging locals, and instilling pride. We have also set up folk resource centers and community museum in art and craft villages, offering shared spaces for practicing, preserving, and celebrating cultural traditions. They also function as training hubs and symbols of collective pride and community identity. Our focus has always been on safeguarding living heritage, promoting creative entrepreneurship, and driving inclusive tourism. We aim to build global networks that celebrate cultural diversity and drive equitable development. 60% of women beneficiaries, 10 times increase in income levels across participating communities. Our work has been recognized globally, and we remain committed to delivering excellence rooted in inclusion and sustainability. Key milestones of our journey include Art for Life being selected as a best practice at Osaka Expo 2025 under the theme Designing Future Societies for Our Lives. As we look to the future, we carry forward the legacy of past 25 years with renewed energy, deep commitment, and an unwavering belief in the power of culture to transform lives.
So what you saw those identity of unskilled daily labor got changed to artist. Economic benefit as well as the pride and recognition. Another interesting thing, it is no more an individual or any particular art form, and it is not that somebody will be just selling in village or some city. The market is worldwide. Out of them, 452 artists have traveled abroad. 1,275 artists from abroad have come to their villages. So exchange collaboration played an important role. And when the pride increases, economic benefit increases, the confidence, people with that previous identity did not have the confidence. But now with the new identity, based on something they possess themselves, the traditional art and culture. People, you and me, we are trained, we went to formal schools, colleges, exposed to the world. So in the lottery of birth, we are lucky. But here, they had something which they didn't know how to professionalize it. We are just a small catalyst in the game. Very interestingly, this approach of participative development, we did not do it in a beautiful house or big buildings. All actions of building them were done in the village itself. So that gave access to the women and the differently abled people to access. It's inside the village. When the international people lands up in the village, you don't need to tell them separately for the bathrooms. They do it because that pride factor comes in. So it's an amazing thing that when you build their capacity, when you link them directly to the market, when you host village festival in their villages celebrating their art and culture, and when you do exchange and collaboration, just these small 4 steps, and we get this result. 70,000 artists, quote unquote artists, and they are now really big artists. And many of them have now cars. So empowerment should not be a controlled empowerment. And the market should be open, because in the age of globalization, the benefit must also reach them. Artist rights must be mentioned, must be maintained. So that means there are many things we need to teach them. 30% of the youth are now digitally aware. So they are linking themselves to different parts. And most interestingly, we don't sell anything. So we build capacity, we link them to the market. So that means be it any types of e-commerce companies or the retail or the wholesale, everybody directly goes from there. There are different houses who works on entrepreneurship, everybody gets linked to them. So whether it's an IMC incubation or anything, all these people go to our sites, pick up their communities of their choice, get linked and go. So this is the beauty of the approach, that you are a non-threatening platform to everyone in the world who can actually take them to various steps, because they have come from 0 to 10 and now 10 to 100. Few of them go on their own, few of them with X, few of them with Y. What we gained? No vulnerable migration from village to city. That's a big result. Second important, the entire monetary power balance shifted from male to female. Third important, the education in the children community increased. First graduate came out from Purulia, one such village, where most of the people we worked with, they used to earn that time $5-8 a month, rupees 400 to 500 a month. Now they are earning anything between 8,000 to 1 lakh. That 10 times I have just shown on an average. Few people we have started working. So this is very, very important to understand, that culture is a very powerful tool, even for development. Look at this, 2004, nobody thought of this. That's where we tapped the market. We came in. Entrepreneur's role is to identify the areas of your passion and work innovatively towards achieving that. 2009, UNESCO started talking about culture and development. So we are not only the first pioneering work on this in India, rather it's in the worldwide. Even now, we are the leading player in this field, both in advocacy, the groundwork, and the evidence-based research that we do. What is the final macro level what you see? It is actually inclusion. For me, peace is inclusion. Now, and what is our tool? Culture. Culture as such is a very non-threatening tool. So we also have been hosting a World Peace Music Festival, Sur Jahan, since 2011, where we invite 4 international bands each year. Why? Because India's strength is cultural diversity and pluralism, and to ensure that everybody looks at other countries' culture. So this year, people from Latvia will be coming, a band. Last year, Iceland people came, and other bands. But see, you might have heard before people from US and other stuff, but people from Latvia, what is their culture? People from different parts of the world, so we don't know that. So that's another amazing stuff. Where it happens, this exchange collaboration not only helps the city audience, but also it helps the rural practitioners. They come forward, sharing the stage and take their journey, and also it creates new audience for them abroad. So all these people who went abroad are also an outcome of this festival, the festival known as Sur Jahan, and still till date we could maintain a non-ticketed festival. Very important, music lovers. It's open for music lovers. So I will just like to show a small video on that. Sur Jahan, the video that will tell you the international music. the idea of culture, that it has the power beyond culture, look at development to peace through the dialogue and the conversation created, and a new narrative gets developed using a very old things but using innovation. Thank you very much.